Hey y'all, real quick. This season, for me personally, is a very heavy one, right? All of them are heavy, but this is just extra heavy. God has been dropping so many words on me, I can barely keep up. I don't sleep through the night. I have dream, I get up and record. Vision, I get up and record. Hear God's voice, I get up and record. That's my reality as a prophetic dreamer, okay? That's my reality. So let me be clear. I don't have time for nonsense in the comments of these videos. So if you come at me like a fake Goliath, I do come with stones, okay? And I will sling every one of them until you fall. Every last one of them. And luckily with God, it only takes one stone. It only takes one. Someone jumped under the video I released earlier about just, some prophecy being conditional, like it's based on the cooperation of other people, right? And that I was letting you guys know that when God speaks to someone and shows them something in a vision, a dream, or whatever he's showing them, a lot of people are disappointed because they're expecting it to play out exactly like he shows them. But you only prophesy in part, so you don't even get to see the ending. You don't get to see the ending. And I think so many people are disappointed. And I explained all of that in that video, so I won't really get into it here. But you don't understand that a lot of what God speaks, it's based on the cooperation of other people. Some things will happen exactly like he told you it will. But sometimes he's simply showing you his heart and what he desires for a situation and what he can do in a situation. He's teaching you who he is, his ways, right? So I released that this morning because I felt led to. And I had this woman, I think her name is Jehovah's Kiss. I've since blocked her. But she comments and she's like, I released a word like this a week ago. You must have watched it. I'm like, no, I didn't. I don't watch prophetic voices, right? So I'm like, no, I didn't watch your word. And she went on to accuse me of stealing prophetic words. If God has called you to ministry, this is not a competition. No one can steal your words because they're not ours to begin with. They come from God. But I had to tell her, honey, don't flatter yourself. I don't watch prophetic voices and I don't know who you are. And then she responds, oh, you just told on yourself because I can tell the Holy Spirit's not behind your response. Honey, you should be able to tell the Holy Spirit is behind my response because the old me would have responded in a way you would have known the Holy Spirit was not in that. Because I would have tried to rip a deep new one. But this new me, I move differently because I have a reverence and a fear for God. So I try to respond appropriately. Okay. But in this season, y'all, this is a heavy season for me. And I know I'm probably speaking for other prophetic voices as well. But this is a heavy season for a lot of us. We don't have time for nonsense. And I'm not somebody that's just going to let you say anything to me because that's not how God built me. I'm not built like that. I'm not weak. I'm not timid in any way, shape, or form. If you come at me like a Goliath, I will sling every stone that God puts in my hands. So in this season, be mindful of the way y'all come at people. There's so many people that God has called to ministry that are afraid to walk in it because they don't want the backlash that comes from people in the so-called Christian community. We didn't ask to be here. I didn't ask to be on YouTube. I didn't ask God to make me a prophetic dreamer. He chose this, but I'm called and chosen. So for people that are called and chosen, we don't really have free will. When we try to operate in free will, the conviction is thick, okay? But this is not just for Jehovah's Kiss, whoever the lady is. And I know she probably watching this, but this is for her and anybody else that you just love to come at people sideways. I'm not the one or the two. And it is a very heavy walk for people in ministry to be on here doing what we do. The ones that God actually really called to this. This is a heavy walk for us. And like I said, we didn't ask for it. We just have a reverence and a desire to please God. So we're here. But trust me, I'm not on anyone's page watching them and taking notes. I have enough notes in every notebook in this apartment, in my tablet, in my mind, in my heart from things that God has spoken to me. I am so overflowed with God's words and what he's given me. There's so many things I have to release in this season. I haven't had a chance to. because my days are so full. Working full time, coaching after work, ministry, all the things. So just be mindful of how you come at people in this season, because honey, I don't have the time or the patience for it. And I really don't. And I know a lot of you like to say, oh, don't let it get to you. Da, da, da. I don't want to hear that either. I don't want to hear that either, because sometimes you have to speak up for these things. You can't just let people do the talking and then walk away. No, we need to call you out on it, because you need to realize you know what? I think I've said enough. Just don't try me in this season. I'm not the one or the two. I'm not for everybody. I don't claim to be. I didn't ask to be here. But just know, stealing words from people, that's laughable. I could give you some words to release. That's how much I haven't released yet that God has bestowed upon me. And not that I have to explain anything to everybody, but I am so tired. Like, I'm almost at the brink of wanting to turn off the comments and just release the words. But I refuse to do that, because I have so much love and support on this ministry. And it warms my heart to know the amount of people that are here authentically, that like to communicate. And we have community. Like, someone will post something and they need prayer. Other people will comment and respond, praying for you, whatever. Like, that's what we're here for, community. This isn't a competition. Grow up. Some of you simply need to grow up. This is not a competition of who can release a word or who's copying whose words. This is not a competition. And I am tired. So this is not just for Miss Jehovah's Kiss, whoever the heck she is. This is for anybody else that may even think about saying something negative under someone's platform. Stop. Touch not his anointed ones and do his prophets no harm. You are barking up the wrong trees. And God does not play about any of his trees that he's planted. They are deeply rooted. We are deeply rooted. He does not play about his children. Stop the nonsense. Because the way I respond to stuff now, it's a lot different than how I would have responded back in the day. You would have been like, ooh, who she worship talking like that? Because I would have went off. Stop. But to you guys that really, truly support, thank you for your support. I appreciate you guys. But I don't have time, guys. I am tired. That's an understatement, actually. But I just wanted to say that, because that girl annoyed me so bad that thank God that we learn to fight spiritually and not in the natural. Because sometimes, just stay off people's channel. Stay off people's channel if you have something negative to say. Just do that. That's it. That's all. Y'all have a great day.